So, when one has very painful experiences, that itself is an operation.
I'm someone who drinks a lot of water. I drink a lot of liquid. But
when you said the article,
the 8 ounces for 8 glasses of water for everybody a day. Well, that for one thing, that the other fluids count, and that we differ. People differ in terms of their need for water. And so, it's not the same for everyone. Not every single human being on the planet has to have 8 ounce glasses of water a day. Our needs are different.
Do you think our body tells us?
I think it does.
Except people who are always eating carbohydrates.
Well, that was my experience. When I was eating differently, then I didn't know what I needed. The example that I have for water is, or for getting fluids, is sipping. If I prepare a glass of water and I don't want to drink it, but I think it's important to drink it, I just start to sip it. I sip it, and for me, what happens, pretty soon I just drink the whole thing down, because I tend to be a thirsty person.
Does the color of your urine tell you if you're drinking?
Yeah, I was going to say that's very...
If your urine is very, very yellow.
My urine?
No.
No, she drinks that way.
Right, what are you asking?
I'm asking that if your urine is too yellow, that means you need to drink more water.
A very good indicator.
Good barometer, and that's why, for me, I see that my urine is not yellow. So I'm saying to myself, even though I'm not drinking as much as I think I should, it's probably good enough because it would show up in the urine, right?
Yes, this is true. I did read this as well. Yeah. It's a good indicator. Thank you for that. Anything else about water that people want to bring up, or let's go. Let's see what else we have. Vitamin B. What are the good sources of vitamin B, of B vitamins?
Vegetables, green vegetables.
Does anybody know? Vegetables, yeah. Meat. Yeah. What about beans?
Beans, good.
Vitamin B.
Because the B vitamins are really important.
Yeah.
And we tend to have less of them. And they tend to be in meat. And many of us are vegetarians. Increasingly in the society, people are vegetarian. So seeking out vitamin B6 and B12 are important in our diets. Let's go. Let's go to the next slide.
Yeah, a question.
Yes.
Often when I feel I'm not getting enough, let's say, B vitamins or something else, I sort of console myself that I've taken a B vitamin pill. I take a multivitamin pill plus B, and I often take vitamin B12 pills, just to make sure. Of course, you hear the counter arguments again, that you can overdose on it. It could actually have more negative effects. So then you say, well, what's the answer? And for me, I come up with, the chances are that I'm more likely to be helping rather than harming unless I go overboard. So I do take about 6 different vitamin pills, aware that this may be a mistake, but I think the odds are in my favor.
Okay, and how's your health?
Up until
this minute.
What?
Up until this minute, she said.
Well, up until 80, I never had a flu, I never had a bad back, I never had anything, never had surgery. It just so happens in the last couple of years, like a used car, this started to go, this, and now I got
Now you're
my
noticing
share
how.
of all the things I used to hear about. But still, I think I'm...
Okay, I think that that's really a good indicator, right? That you're balancing what you need. So what someone else say something about B vitamins? I know we're up to D, but D is easy. I think the dark green vegetables and beans, I'm not sure. I meant to really look into that. D, how do we get D? We go in the sun, right? We actually can get D from the sun. That's the best source. So this would be a problem when people have to be inside a lot. Then, of course, there are the supplements. Do all of you take supplements, or do most of you not?
Yes,
take
I do.
supplements? Yes.
One multivitamin
A
for
mul-
men. What's that?
A multivitamin.
For men, especially.
Oh, for men.
Rosemary, omega-3 is highly recommended also.
Yes, yes. Okay. Go ahead. How are we with fruit? It's really highly recommended in a large quantity.
It's messy, it's hard to keep, you have to shop for it, you worry about
They can
pesticides.
get expensive too.
It's expensive if you get the kind that doesn't have the pesticides.
The organic.
Also, strawberries, any of the berries are very good antioxidants.
Berries are terrific.
Strawberry.
Oh, we have to get grapes for
You know, I downplay the pesticide problems. When I hear words like detox, my alarm goes on because I think the whole thing is almost a hoax.
You do.
I do. I think we don't need to buy things to detox. Our body is a great sanitation department of itself. We detox all the time. Our liver, our kidneys work very well, and I think there's a tremendous hype, overhype. This is I don't know, gut feeling about detoxing, and people who go to detoxing facilities, right, just to detox. And I say, if your body is reasonably healthy, you're detoxing very well. Now, some of the chemicals that come in, maybe in the long run they will prove to be, but so far I don't think I see that much. We're all eating food that has been treated, has hormones, has been exposed to chemicals, and people are living longer, taller, stronger, healthier, with all the additional chemicals. So what do we think?
So what do the rest of you think about that? The business about organic or non-organic is big. We have huge recommendations for consuming organic foods, especially the berries and fruits that are thin-skinned. Yeah.
And blueberries are the best thing you can have too. So they told me.
Blueberries are just the best.
Mhm.
Yeah. They're really wonderful. They're very good for snacking. A handful of blueberries is really wonderful. Melon is good as well. And that does help. That helps detox the body in and of itself. So, I mean, this is something to grapple with. We have a huge media and a huge publication of the need for organic foods and how they're so much better than the others. And I know that marketing can often mislead us. So, what do you think about it? What do the others of you think about this?
What is my theory about organic? It takes so much effort, extra stress on you to go to the shop, find the shop, to be there and pick up their organic. Forget about it. Just stay with the regular. I don't go near organic. If I have it, there's so much stress. Go and get organic here, organic there, organic. I don't think it makes that much difference.
Okay. I'm really interested to hear.
Channel 1 had a series several weeks ago on the difference between tap water and bottled water.
Yes.
And according to the evidence, of course, Koch would say New York City had the best water in the world, but that was just his little device. And it showed that basically tap water is, unless there's some sort of a contamination or a flood or whatever it is, but generally tap water is the same as bottled water, because when we go out to a restaurant, they give us tap water.
That's not filtered?
Well, generally, most of the water here, it is filtered.
At my house, at my house, my tap water doesn't taste good.
Doesn't
What?
taste good.
It tastes better if I filter it.
Okay,
So I think that there is a difference. But I'm not talking about bottled water so much right now.
And again, there are different tastes for bottled water.
Yes,
Different
yes,
tastes.
because they have different sources.
Definitely.
Right. Exactly. Okay. Now this one I really like. I really like the idea of the colors and the vegetables and the fruits. I think this is a wonderful guide. I think we can rely on this. That if our foods are colorful and we get a variety of colors of vegetables, whether they're raw or cooked, and of course if they're cooked, they're more easily digested. If they're raw, they may be crunchier and tastier, and we still get the vitamins and minerals from them.
Spinach and broccoli are sources of calcium and oxalate, which are the basis for kidney stones.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So that's, and carrots, of course, contain sugar.
Carrots what?
Contain sugar.
Well, many of the
All
vegetables
of
do.
this, they all.
But again, there are degrees of it.
Are you saying that carrots are higher in sugars?
Yes.
Yeah.
They are.
It's taboo for diabetes.
So again, you have to be careful.
This was a big help to me. It's simple. Thinking of color,
Colors?
deciding, what
Yeah.
what's good, what to eat. So I use this as a guide,
Uh-huh.
If it's orange, if it's red, if it's green,
Right.
good.
Exactly.
Unless you dislike it, then again, ultimately, if it's bad tasting, there's enough options.
Now, okay, so I want to say something else about veggies. I said that I used to eat more. There was a time when I wasn't eating as healthfully as I do now. And it's also true that I crave things. Does anyone else crave food? You crave paella right now. What are your cravings?
Chocolate ice cream.
Chocolate ice cream.
Ice cream.
You didn't tell us your
But not
idea of
chocolate,
organic.
coffee, ice cream.
Coffee ice cream.
Organic. You didn't tell us your own idea of organic. I gave you my idea.
Oh, okay, I'll tell you in just a minute. Good, thank you for asking. I will. What do you crave? Does anybody have cravings?
Peanuts.
I said cheesecake.
Cheesecake.
Oh, yeah. we love cheese.
Okay.
Cookies.
Licorice.
Cookies.
Licorice, cookies, cheesecake, ice
Sweet.
cream.
As I'm
ice
stuffing
cream,
my mouth.
chocolate ice cream.
Tiramisu.
Tiramisu. Oh my goodness. Yeah. So, I get cravings when I have carbohydrate and fat. For instance, at Thanksgiving, I'm in trouble. It's not just a craving. It's that I do not want to stop eating. I will just keep eating. It's really horrible. It's carbohydrates and fat together in one meal. So that's what I try to avoid. And that has been helpful to me. But I just think, and the thing that helps are the vegetables. And what helps to counteract cravings for me are a variety of cooked vegetables in one meal. If I have squash and string beans and beets in one meal, tomato can be there as well. I'm not hungry. And that is so telling, and I'm wondering if anybody else has that experience.
I like beets.
I may try it.
I like spinach.
That's why, beets are high in sugar. However, the proportion makes a difference. You know, you can have you can have carrots, you can have beets. It's
Spinach
just
is good.
being aware. Spinach is wonderful.
I love spinach.
And
With
while
garlic.
we're talking about that, you know, I'm a Southern African.
How often should you shop? How often do you shop?
Too little.
See, that's the problem,
Maybe
especially with
once a week?
vegetables.
Once a week.
Every week?
No. But I do go to the store. I just don't do a full shopping. I just have to mention this. Greens. You said spinach. People here have a lot of kale. Collard greens, mustard greens, turnip greens.